Hello, hello. Day 66 of 365 days of my raw suspending disbelief journey. Uh, this is for June 26th, 2024. Or I think I'm messing up the days. Okay, so yesterday I think I said June 25th when it was June 26th. It's June 27th. Okay. June 27th, 2024. I am trying to catch up on these while I'm on a long drive. So this is why I have no idea what day it is. Um, okay. So uh, Thursday was very interesting. This day was very interesting. There were a couple of things that happened. There was some big healing again, but this time for on my daughter's part, which is amazing. Uh, she I was feeling a lot of anger. I was like processing a lot of anger about all of the things that had happened, all of the betrayals, right? The lies, the all of the manipulation over the years, all of that kind of stuff. And I had also, having been on like several calls the day before, and I don't know, maybe not even online, right? It could have been in passing at a school or who knows. I had also picked up some energy from someone. And also very possible that part of it was coming through from my daughter because she is an extremely, um, I don't even know what the word would be. I want to say strong, an extremely strong empath, both inward and outward. And now I feel like there is actually a difference. There's a couple of things that I've read and whatever, where there's like empaths that project their energy versus empaths that absorb energy. I could be mistaken, but I swear I've read something like that. And she is very much both. So she picks up people's energy all the time and she projects it so damn hard that even though I've gotten much better at protecting my energetic boundaries and not picking up on people's energy most of the time, I'm not perfect at it, obviously. Sometimes she just slams her energy into mine without intending it, right? She's got no control over it yet. We're working on that. But she'll walk into my room and suddenly my brain will just like fizz out. Like I will literally go back to being 13 years old and not having brain function. Like I'm just like, what just happened to my brain? Um, Kind of thing. Or if, she'll have a headache and she'll come into my room and all of a sudden I've got a headache. Or what, like her energy just like plops itself down onto mine. And I won't necessarily always associate it with her. I'm getting better and better at that. And especially though I find it's hard when it's anger. So I will suddenly be very irritable, right? And get very frustrated with her very, very quickly. And she's not outwardly projecting that. She seems calm and she seems frustrated by the fact that I'm angry with her. Um, but more like, what's happening? Why are you mad at me? And not actually showing that she's actually really angry. She doesn't show that emotion outwardly a lot. And so it sometimes takes a minute for me to realize, okay, what the hell? Like, I wasn't upset before this, and now I am. So, what's going on? And then when I ask her what's going on with her energy and I call attention to it, then she'll open up about it and say, like, oh, this thing happened or whatever. And then it's like, okay, I picked up on your energy again. Let's smudge. Let's, like whatever. And we're getting better and better at it. It's a process, it's a learning curve. Because we're both very, very strong empaths. So I pick it up very easily if I'm not protected, and she sends it out and picks it up and all the things. And she's 13, so it's just all over the place and energetic disaster sometimes. So, uh, um, yeah, so I picked up, I think from somebody else though, some like really angry energy, just like being really irritated with things that don't normally irritate me. And it wasn't about like, And I had this conversation with Jess and Kelly, because both of them, the way that I was trying to explain it to them, they were like, well, it sounds like you're not, and of course, like with all the love in the world, like they are absolutely the best. But it was like it sounds like you're not accepting your feelings. Like it's okay to feel this way, like and I'm going like, no, it's not my feelings. I don't know how to explain, but it's not mine. I'm like, these are the exact same things that I always find like anywhere in the range of like endearing to eye rolling, okay, not angering. And I was getting angry, like just so angry, so frustrated, so like all the things. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And my daughter wasn't home. And this is why I say I probably picked it up from someone else. And we can even pick up energy being online, like just being on Facebook, scrolling through Facebook, whatever. So, if I wasn't, and I probably wasn't very aware of my energy being open because I was preoccupied with all the thoughts of all the things that had happened over the last little while. So I must have picked it up somewhere. Anyway, it took me a bit to realize like what had happened, what was going on, and that I could just like I needed to just clear this. So I went to clear myself, and I'm smudging myself, and I'm like, well, of course I'm going to do my kids too because they pick up energy all the time, and might as well just do it while it's lit. And anyway, so uh I went to smudge the kids, and Jason Casey, it was just like normal, like just kind of did their thing. They were happy, they were fine. And Cadence has this um I love her process for it. I really do. It's what works for her, and I think it's perfect. But she visualizes a bubble around her, and she will just fill the bubble with the smoke, kind of thing. Visualizing that, and that works for her to feel like, okay, I've filled my bubble. That means it has cleared all of the possible energy that's touching me or that is surrounding me and whatnot. So, and that's been working for her, and it's good. So I'm smudging her, and she's like not really being receptive to it in a sense. And I'm like, okay, I need you to like unlock a little bit because I know that there's been a lot, but like, let me help you clear this out of your body so you don't feel so crappy. And she, so she did a little bit, but then I was like, how's the bubble coming? Like, is the bubble full? And I'm going and going and going, and it's feeling like it's taking a really long time. So I'm like, what's going on? Like, is your bubble full yet? Are you good? And she's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. And so I kept going for a little bit, and then I'm like, hey, this is strange. And then I had the thought, and of course I followed the nudge and whatever to be like, where's the hole in your bubble? Like where is it leaking out when I'm smudging you? And her instant reaction is, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm like, no, like just tap in a little bit, like stop and notice. And like, where does it feel like the energy's leaking out? And I had to describe that to her a few different times in different ways, right? Before she finally was like, okay, I get what you're trying to get me to do. And so she did it. And then she right away said, above me or above my head or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I started smudging with the intent of like smoothing that over, like closing off whatever leakage was there, kind of thing. And energetically, this is a very so for myself, I do this. I'll visualize my aura, and I'll do like repairs on my aura if there's problems with my aura, like things like that. So this is basically what I was doing with her, and I'm like feeling into it, and I was like, oh boy, like I recognize this feeling. And I literally was like, hey, Cadence, do you believe in God? Because I've left it wide open for her. I've given her all of the options as far as like religion, spirituality, whatever, all the things go. But also, like I exposed her to religion a little bit when she was younger, and her dad took her lots, and things like that with his girlfriend. So she has been around, and then my mom also, when she takes her on weekends, sometimes for me, she'll take her to church with her. So I was like, "Do you believe in God?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Are you angry at him for letting this stuff happen to your dad?" And she just like burst out crying and went, "Yes," and gave me this huge hug and started, all of her emotions started coming out, and all of the things she was feeling just started unleashing, right? And I was like, "Oh my gosh." Like, and the reason I know that feeling is because when I left organized religion, I had completely broken that link with the divine. It was one of the hardest things for me to reconnect um, with a higher being of any sort. Okay, so I was like really resistant to the whole God thing. I was just like angry with the whole, and I still do not love the patriarchal bullshit, whatever. Um, but I was so angry with it at that point that I just literally cut myself off from that connection for a long time. And it took a lot of effort when I started stumbling onto the whole like personal development slash spirituality path, where I had to become aware and be like, I need to heal this, even though I'm angry, even though I'm frustrated, even though I like hate a lot of the things that it stands for. And not really hate, I don't really hate anything, I don't know, like, I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's really true. Like, I just don't, I'm not that extreme with it, but it was just like I didn't feel safe with a male god up in the sky kind of a concept, right? Like, I was just like, I don't feel like this is right, it can't be right, there has to be like a there has to be something else. And um what ended up working for me to reconnect with divinity at all was connecting with goddess instead of God, right? And that was like the first stepping point for me to reconnect with the divine. And that's very important. Like, we need to have that connection to the divine, and that's something that I wasn't prioritizing for a long time, right? And so with my spiritual journey, I have been, and that was my first stepping stone. So it was connecting with goddess, and like, okay, if there's a male god, there must be a female goddess. And um talking to her instead of him worked for me for a really long time. For me to be able to like move forward in my healing journey. So anyway, when I asked her and she said yes and all that, I really understood what I was feeling when I was feeling into her bubble, right? And like, why is there a leakage here? And it was because she was angry with God. And it was like there was like a wound in her bubble above her head, like where her divine connection would be. So that was absolutely incredible to be able to, first of all, catch again very, very quickly, right? Instead of that being harbored for years and years and years on her part, because she hadn't said a word about it or displayed it outwardly at all. She's very similar to how I was when I was younger. So being able to catch that and help her work through it. And we ended up spending a couple of hours um, uh, talking, right? Breaking it all down. And she was very resistant at first, didn't want to lean into the emotions, didn't want to be feeling it, didn't want to be thinking about all of the horrible things that had happened and that she had seen and all of it. And it was it was like a productive morning and then this massively healing afternoon. And I was so, again, so grateful for this path that I'm on, for this healing that I've learned to do, that I've been able to learn to tap in, to find those things and have that intuitive knowing in such a deep, deep way that I can help my daughter to heal now instead of, decades down the road. And that's just such an incredible blessing. And for me, that is everything. Like, people say it all the time. Oh, I don't really care about the money. I don't, and I don't, but I do. Obviously, like I've gotten to the point now where, like, yes, I can acknowledge that I want and need the money. That the money needs to come in order to create the big impacts that I'm going to create in the world, as well as keep me, safe, fed, clothed, roof over our heads, all of that stuff, me and my children. Um, and also have a little bit extra, right? Or even a lot extra, have enough extra that we can just live life to the fullest, right? Travel, have fun, do the extras, do the fun things. And um, so while that's true, while I have gotten to the point where I'm like, yes, okay, I can acknowledge that I actually do want the money too, that it's not just about like, I just want to serve. I very much just want to serve. But that's only in a world where money doesn't exist, right? So, yes, I want to serve. Yes, I want to make money. And being able to help my daughter through her healing journey now was everything. That was everything and more than everything. It was better than anything else that I could possibly be calling in, and absolutely feels just as much as having like pay in full paydays and all of these exciting things that happen. It feels, if not more amazing, it feels just as amazing as those days to be able to like, oh my gosh, I caught this huge, massive, traumatic, energetic wound that was like being created. It was still in the process of solidifying, right, for my daughter, and was able to change the potential path of that energy in her life. Like I know what that did in my life, and I know that it wouldn't be identical in hers, but I know it wasn't good in mine. And so just having that awareness of what I'm doing and the depth that it goes to, and the past generational healing that has happened, and now actually witnessing the future generational healing that comes with it, just whew, like it is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And I absolutely count that as my success is fucking here. It is here. It's not just coming. This is success. This is joy and everything. It is all of the things I could possibly want to help my daughter to heal, to help the future generations to heal, to have done the past work and done the work on myself and now be helping the future generations to heal is just everything. There's no other word for it. So a little rough. And I say rough whenever there's a lot of emotion involved, because for me, that is rough at this point. I still, even though I'm actively working through things, even though I'm choosing to feel the emotions and all of it, it is still rough for me when I have to feel a lot of emotions. And I know it's very similar for my daughter, but um, I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I'm on this path. I'm so grateful that I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm so grateful that I have gotten to the point where I can hold this kind of a situation and work through it in the way that I did, and just have that absolute pride and joy in what I do, in what I love, and being able to heal the people that I care about, and on and on and on. So really, really amazing, incredible energy, despite the difficulty. So just feeling a ton of gratitude, um, and yeah, uh, leaning into that, because feeling that gratitude is just, it changes the whole vibration of everything that was happening for the past, week and a half. So it's everything. The other really interesting thing, and this is like, talk about suspending disbelief. um, my spiritual mentor, like one of my main spiritual mentors, other than like my shamanic teacher and my colleague type, like the people that we all learn from each other all the time. She I was talking about feeling unsure with one of the prices for one of my things, and she was like, she she commented, like, we were just having a conversation in the private Facebook group for her mastermind that I'm in. And it was like, um, use your body as a pendulum and just feel into what feels right. And the comment, like, I was just like, okay, I've never heard of someone using their body as a pendulum. That's different. But at the same time, I was like, it is so amazing that I have people around me who just expect that I will take that and run with it, which I totally will. So I did, and I went and did that, and I successfully used my body as a pendulum, and that was absolutely wild. That was so much I cannot really even put it into words. um and I don't know. I don't know that I really want to in this episode or, whatever. I thought that was the most bizarre and amazing and exciting and weird and all the things thing ever. And she laughed when I was like, it's funny that you just say that like I should just know how to do that. But I was like, I haven't even used a regular pendulum. So I had to like look up how to use a pendulum and then apply that to my body. So it was very interesting. It was very different. Overall, very good learning kind of a day and healing kind of a day. So anyway, that is today's offering, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.